Welcome to Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. This is the 22nd edition, and this time around I'm looking at a new book called Ghosts of the Berkshires by Robert Oakes. I have to say that I probably look at books like this differently than the typical reader just because I also create books like this, books that gather together spooky lore of ghost stories. So I see these books both as someone who enjoys these kinds of tales, but also as the work of someone in an arena within which I also participate. Mind you, I don't see it as competition because I look at other writers as kindred spirits and see our community as sort of a tribe that should support one another. My point is that I probably see this a bit more in terms of the inner workings of the book than a lot of readers will. With all that said, you might wonder, as I did, where the Berkshires are. I mean, I'd heard of them, but I never actually knew where they were. Well, as it turns out, according to Google, the Berkshires is an area in Massachusetts. It covers over 2,100 miles of mountainous area. It's populated by small towns and villages. That's important to know because this book is literally packed with short stories of different types of spooky legends. The Berkshires seems to be particularly haunted until I realized that the area covered is fairly vast. Oakes has a storytelling style that works pretty well. He keeps the individual stories fairly short and cites sources well, yet it never feels like he's just reciting a lot of facts. It seems like he's telling you campfire stories. The book has some black and white photography to illustrate some of the locations and the tales. The book is divided into sections based on different types of hauntings, from ghosts of the hills to ghosts of the inns, ghosts of the homes, and more. The beautiful thing about a book like this, too, is that if you don't have time to sit down and read it from cover to cover, each story is able to function independently. So you can just read it piece by piece as you have time, and even skip around if you want. I found a lot of the stories quite spooky and intriguing. There are definitely places I learned about that I'd like to experience myself if I ever have the chance. I would also say that some of the photos are hauntingly beautiful. I'd love to see higher resolution, larger versions of them. I could see some of them being used as prints. All in all, I'd recommend this book. It's very well done and a spooky good read. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.